Hello everyone, in this video about Linux operating system we will see how it is designed, what is the kernel mode, process management and scheduling. Design principle of Linux operating system is based on multi-user multitasking, which is similar to Unix compatibility tools. A Linux file system follows traditional Unix segmentations, and standard Unix network model is also fully implemented in Linux operating system, and main design goals are speed, efficiency and standardization. The components of Linux system is similar to the components of Unix system, where the top layer comes with application or user interaction, system management program, user programs and compilers come under the top layer, and the bottom layer comes with loadable kernel module. To loadable kernel modules, it is supported with system shared library and Linux kernel system. Components of Linux system contains with mostly implemented with Unix, so the components of kernel system will be having the same kernel as Unix, which is updated version. The kernel is responsible for maintaining the important abstractions of an operation system. Kernel system execute in kernel mode with fully access to all the physical resources of the computer. All kernel code and data structures are kept in a same simple address space. The system libraries are defined by a standard set of functions through which application interact with a kernel. The system utilities perform individual specialized management tasks, and user mode programs rich and varied include multiple shells and these multiple shells will be used for each user. Each user is assigned with a shell and it is responsible to access with the system library or with the kernel of a computer. The kernel mode can in the Linux operating system, the kernel mode is implemented with a device drivers to access all the hardware devices, file system and a network protocol. Kernel module allow Linux system to be as a set of standards and minimal kernel without any extra device drivers built inside it. So all these device drivers is built only to attach the devices and built by a device itself, and the kernel of a Linux operating system supports this device drivers. So module support is given, or the kernel module is given with three types of module component supports. First one is module management, driver registration and conflict resolution. Module management is used to manage all the application modules for compiling and loading it into the memory and execution of them. Module loading is split into two separate sectors. One is management section of module code in a kernel memory, and second one is handling symbols that modules are allowed to refer. Next is driver registration. Whichever the device is attached to the computer or which is installed with operating system, it will register and it will make note of all the device which is connected to it, so that the register table contains with device drivers information, file system information, network protocol information and binary format. With the help of device drivers, operating system can easily know which is the device connected and which is the device removed by time to time with the help of this device driver registered table. Next is conflict resolution. All the operating system has to follow this conflict resolution. Linux is following different device driver, where reserve hardware resources, it will reserve the hardware resources and protect the resources from accidental use by other resources. The aim of conflict resolution is to prevent modules from clashing over access to those hardware resources, and also to prevent autoprobes from interfacing with existing device drivers, and to resolve conflict among multiple drives trying to access the same hardware. So next one is process management. Like a Unix system, for process management, Linux also uses fork system call to create a new process, and exec system call to run the process, exit system call to end the process, and so on. And the process identification is also maintains same Unix structure, where it has process ID and credentials given to it, personality and namespace for each process. And process environment is inherited by its process, like its parent. And the process environment tells you what is the process for, what is the need of a process created, what is the execution type, what is the amount of execution, what are the files it has to be accessed, and all those information. Next is process context, process context, where process context is a state of running program at any one time. It changes constantly, like the context of a process it will contain with scheduling context, accounting information, file information with like file table access, what are the files accessed, what are the signal handlers in the table, means the process which is signaling to other process, like inter-process communication handler, and virtual memory context for each process. Next is process and threads, where a process can be created with the help of fork system call, but there is one special type of system call called clone, which creates a new task or which creates a new execution channel which shares the same data structure as a parent. So the clone is a smaller process execution. Unlike fork, it will not have entirely new task and new process data structure. It follows the parent process data structure, but a small task from a process. So clone system call is used for creating a thread type of execution. Next is scheduling. Scheduling is a process of allocating CPU time for different tasks with operating system. Like Unix operating system, Linux also supports preemptive and multitasking. So you can, and the scheduling in Linux operating system has two types. One is time sharing algorithm, that is with the help of round robin method, few processes like preemptive scheduling and multiple process scheduling is done. And for the priority and the low level scheduling, real time algorithms like shortest job first and first in first out scheduling with non preemption method is allocated. The scheduling class defines with algorithms to apply, and scheduling can happen with two separate priorities. The real-time priority ranges from 0 to 99 and the nice value ranging from -20 to 19. Based on the priority range, the real-time algorithm or absolute priority algorithms will be scheduled. Smaller and nice value indicates high priority. It is like 0 has high priority than 1, or smaller value has higher priority and higher value has least priority. Linux implements fair scheduling, and all processes are allotted a proportion of processing time. So I hope you understood these topics. Thank you.